Hello guys, Nathan here and welcome back to the channel. We are once again back on, well, a Star Wars mod, but this time it is not the remake mod, no, this is the legacy of the Old Republic for Stellaris. I've been meaning to check this mod out for about a couple of weeks now, but with the new DLC Overlord releasing, I think it was like a week back or so, and I heard that there was going to be a pretty decent patch going on around the launch of that, I thought I'd give it a go afterwards. So today let's take a look. So Legacy of the Old Republic, it takes you back to around the time of prior to the Republic, and you mostly see it's kind of at the KOTOR time period, or maybe even further back. I'm not too sure like exactly of like the time period, but yes. You have multiple different factions depending on where they are. You got the core regions, which is stuff like the Coruscant Union, which is, you know, Coruscant and all that. You got House of Alderaan and Corellia. So this is like pre-Republic kind of stuff. And then as you get further out, you get stuff like the Mandalorian space, which is, you know, the Mandalorian clans, kind of with the KOTOR Mandalorian styled armor, the remnants of the Sith Empire, because the Sith Empire of course isn't really a thing right now. You even have Taras. Like, there's so many recognizable, you know, planets and sections that you would probably see in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. If you haven't played that game, I do highly recommend playing it. It's such a good game. But you have stuff like the Zerka Corporation, which if you've played Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, you would know them from like planets like, you know, Kashyyyk, there we go, not Coruscant, Kashyyyk and Tatooine. They were the core that were basically mining, you know, getting up mines and such around that area. But you also have Taras, which of course is another big planet on Star Wars Knights of the Republic. This planet gets kind of obliterated by the Sith, but of course this is set prior to that. And you get to the Slice regions, which is like the Mon Calamari, the Bothans, Onderon, and then you've got stuff like the Twi'leks, the Exchange, the Chiss. So there are even Chiss in this, Chiss being, you know, Admiral Thrawn. And I think some of these factions, I don't know if they might be already been made from other things, but I don't recognize them. But yeah, so as you see, there's a variety of different factions to play. We're not going to start our Let's Play of this right now. I just wanted to do a quick video on this and see kind of if people would like to see me do a playthrough. I'm thinking of the Coruscant Union, or even the Mandalorian space, maybe even the remnants of the Sith Empire. So there is also events in this game, kind of like stuff like how you can see you can kind of go through this time period where the Republic gets built up. You kind of eventually see the forming of the Coruscant Union, and the Republic rather. So there is kind of like a story in it and lots of events. Same way goes for like the Mandalorians and the remnants of the Sith Empire. If you do play the Mandalorians and the Sith Empire, you kind of like the end game kind of disaster, kind of whatever you want to call it. Like that's what the resurgence of the Sith Empire is, and the Mandalorians, like Crusade. You get the Mandalorian Crusade after you kind of get the, you know, build up. You do the Mandalorian Crusade of what you see in, you know, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, that led to, you know, Revan and Darth Revan and Malak searching for, you know, the Sith, or really the holocrons and all that, and eventually, you know, turn to the dark side and the resurgence of the Sith Empire. Well, they found the Sith Emperor and then kind of got turned against the Republic. But this is set before all that, so you can kind of discover all of that kind of history of Star Wars that you don't often see in video games or even the movies. You see this maybe in some, like, you know, literature and such, but yeah. But if we load into the game, we could probably take a look. There is custom ships. I think if we take a look, ship appearance, we can kind of see that there is unique ships. So these are the Republic ships that, you know, again, you'll recognize them if you played the Old Republic. They're the Old Republic ships. You also have the Sith Empire ships. You got Mandalorian ships. which do resemble stuff like the Boba Fett ship. And then you've got the Outer Rims, Quat, Imperial, Criminal, the Hutt Fleet, Chiss, and I think, yeah, that's just Aquatic. I don't actually have that DLC, I haven't. But yeah, so as you can see, there's a variety of different ship types and such, and you know, you have your Origins, which is, you know, all that. But we're going to load in as the Coruscant Union to take a quick look at, like, you know, the planets and such and see what they've changed. There is multiple different types of galaxies that you can go for, which is the Star Wars Galaxy, or the small Star Wars Galaxy, which is 1,300 systems. Now, that is a lot of systems. I think that's like 400 more planets than even the biggest one in the default vanilla Stellaris. But I can't remember too much because I haven't played Stellaris in a decent bit. But I thought, with a new Star Wars mod, I have to check this out, right? But yeah, so there is the Mandalorian Crusade, which starts at 2,275 or 2,375 for the Return of the Sith. We're not going to mess out with these or anything because we're not going to play campaign right now. However, we may do, and we'll probably leave these default as well. But like, you know, the Mandalorian Crusade is, you know, kind of like the coming before the storm type thing, because the Return of the Sith is kind of like the end game kind of entity that you want to fight. But yes, so you can see stuff like the major trade routes, and if you set them on, it allows you to build structures to travel faster between the trade routes and such. And you can turn them off if you don't want that. And then, you know, we'll keep everything default, but yeah, you can change all the different AIs. But yeah, so let's get into this and check out the new stuff. Okay, so now that we're in the campaign map, let's go take a look and let me show you some of the new things. So the first thing we probably want to check out is the galaxy. So the galaxy is huge, honestly, it's massive, and it is a literal, you know, little copy of the Star Wars galaxy. So as you have like the, you know, we have the core planets around here, or rather, and you have like Coruscant is our main planet, of course, you know, because we are the Coruscant Union. And then you have like the Mandalorians, which start around, I believe, around here. I think the Hutts, it's kind of space, and like the Pike Syndicate kind of spawns around here. And I think the smaller map, when you don't play it, this kind of like areas all like blank, so they're mostly focused around this area. I think so. I think the Pikes around here. I think the Sith might be spawning around it. I could be wrong about that. I haven't played all of them. I'm kind of taking guesses on some of the places, but I do know that the Mandalorians start around here, and the Sith, sorry, not the Sith, the Hutts start around here. But yeah, so you have like, you know, Alderaan, which is probably like around this direction and such, and you'll kind of see, like, as you play the game, kind of like how every single planet, or rather faction, the game kind of starts in the lore-based location. The planets are where the planet should be in the Star Wars galaxy, which is such a cool thing, you know. Of course, like, you don't get to see it too often, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so one thing I want to do is, actually, let's just quickly turn down the music because it's a bit loud. There we go. We're going to go on pause because we're not going to play this properly, but I do want to show something in a little while, so we're going to keep that continuing. But as you can see, the UI has also changed. So let's take a look at the UI. So what's changed about this? Well, we have new resources. You have your, you know, you have your exotic gases, your food, your minerals. Those are all the same. Rare crystals, they're all the same. But now you have new stuff like starship fuel, and starship fuel is used for, like, you know, like your ships, you know, your vehicles, your ships, and all that. You want to accumulate this for all that kind of like, well, yeah, when you build ships, you're gonna want starship fuel. On top of that, you also have heavy alloys. What is heavy alloys? Well, this includes Beskar, Dunium, and Nix. They're used for like these more advanced starship tools and heavy armor plates. You know, we don't, as you can tell, we do not have alloys or heavy alloys, but nations or factions like the Mandalorians, they start off with a cumulative thing because they have the Beskar armor, of course. So they have some heavy alloys that they slowly produce because of their Beskar. As well as that, we have manpower. Manpower is completely new for this mod. And manpower basically is your troops, your soldiers and all that, your space station, anything that, you know, requires military soldiers or military personnel. This consumes manpower, and you can really tap yourself out on this if you kind of like build too fast, too much and such like that. But of course, you can, you know, increase it with military academies and cloning technologies and such like that, which we'll get to the technology in a minute, because that is unique technology, as well as like kind of reworded to fit the Star Wars universe and kind of like with new icons and such. So we can check out that in just a moment, but I want to check out. Oh, hello. So yeah, as you can tell, there is unique mission objectives, and this is the Jedi Order mission. So this is kind of like before the Republic and before the Jedi Order really was like representative on as the Republic or in the Republic. But as you can see, the Order used to be maintain friendly relations with us, and they were essential in the Great Hyperspace War decades ago. However, we did not maintain much contact with them after our isolation. So you can kind of like negotiate for future cooperation with Jedis or not. We'll just click whatever we want for now. But yeah, if we do this, can we see the Jedi? Yes, we can. We can see the Jedi over here in Tython, which I believe Tython was I think they talk about Tython in some of the movies or TV series. It was a TV series, I think. But yeah, so let's go take a look at the planets and the buildings and such. This is what I was waiting for, but we'll keep it continuing because we're not going to do the Let's Play in it right now. But as you can tell, the icons have changed. And what are these icons from? Well, these icons, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, are from a little game called Galactic Battlegrounds, I believe. I have not played this in forever, but I think it was that. If you've ever played Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, do tell me in the comments section below. It's an old game by now. I don't know when it was made, but it'd been some time. But yeah, there's new icons for the buildings, and you can see like, yep, the icons continue here, which is pretty damn cool, right? And yeah, so you're gonna want to check out the research as well. But as you look at the technologies, you will see like some of the icons have changed from like base game. I want to see, do we have anything obvious? See, yeah, here we go. Early starfighters. As you can see, like the new icons have changed, and we want these starfighters. Like, so we're gonna grab these. The Jedi Enclave on Coruscant. So, you know, they can build a enclave and such. But, you know, you get little events, which is pretty cool. I don't know if there's anything else that has changed properly. We'll just grab these for now and see if we can find anything new as the game goes. But the big change, or big addition rather, is that if we take a look at the traditions, each and every faction gets its unique and exclusive tradition that nobody else can get. So, you know, the Mandalorians, I think, have like something called Warrior Pride or something similar to that, you know, kind of like to represent their warrior clan kind of style, warrior spirit. But we have Coruscanti Pride, which Coruscanti Pride kind of gives you, you know, more soldier jobs, more soldier production, orbital bombardment damage reduction, defense army health increase. So kind of like stalwart defenders to represent that, you know, they're more of a they're not more of an expansionist and really just trying to defend themselves, protectors of the core. So they get more star-based capacity because they, you know, the Republic was centered around the core. Republic Special Forces, which is kind of like more experience, more assault damage, and the Republic Fleet System. Republic Fleet System provides Coruscant and other Republic wars with the necessary ships to protect their interests and maintain security. So you get more territory fire rate and ship upgrade cost reduction. So, you know, it kind of like, it's thematic for each faction to kind of represent kind of like what type of nation or kind of faction they were in the Star Wars lore universe. It's really nice, gives that kind of uniqueness to each faction, and yeah, it really does make each faction feel new and really nice to play. So let's just adopt that. So before I forget and such like that, I wanted to switch to the Mandalorians quickly, because I wanted to show the cool, unique stuff that you get as the Mandalorians. Let's kind of unpause it quickly. Well, as I said earlier, you kind of got the heavy alloys because, you know, the Mandalorians are known for their Beskar, you know, their Beskar armor and such. So that's really cool, kind of like a neat little lore thing. But if we take a look at Mandalore and we go and check out, I believe, do we not have it yet? Maybe we don't have it right now. But essentially, there is a way. I don't think we have it currently then. But there is like a Mandalorian building which you can actually turn normal civilians into Mandalorians. Unless they've changed it from the previous patch or not. I'm not too sure. There was a building previously. It may not be unlocked like at the start anymore, or they may have changed it. I'm not too sure since the last patch, because I did check out this mod before the last patch properly. But essentially, it's kind of like a training camp which you turn normal pops into Mandalorians, because as you know, people know, Mandalorians aren't really like a race. It's a kind of like a culture type thing of kind of like you can become a Mandalorian without being from Mandalore. You just have to kind of, yeah, you kind of just have to be pulled into it, really. But maybe it already has it built. Yeah, I'm not too sure anymore, honestly. I can't recall how you get it. But yeah, like, yeah, Beskar Rich Mountains on like Mandalore, and there's so like some unique stuff like that. But yeah, there definitely was a way of doing it. I just don't think they maybe either don't start with it or they've changed it or something like that. But if we take a look at the research quickly to see if we got anything unique. Not too sure, but I want to quickly also just make sure that we show properly the what's it called, the traditions. If I can go into the right page. There we go. We just have to wait just a couple more months. But essentially, I want to show like how everyone gets its own tradition, and what better way to show it with the Mandalorians and the Coruscanti. So if we take a look at this, we have, let's speed this down. We have the warrior culture, which is the one I was talking about, warrior pride. It was warrior culture rather, which allows you to get like, you know, like monthly unity and edict funds for the history of Tong. Mandoa, which is the language of our Tong forebearers, which gives you you know, Mandalorian architecture. Do I have to grab this? Maybe I need to grab this to grab the Mandalorian trade camp. But yeah, a training camp rather. And then you have the Legend of the Mythosaur, which a Mythosaur, I believe in one of the comics or something. Boba Fett rode a Mythosaur. I could be wrong. If you do know, then do let me know. If because I think it was correct. And then you have armor culture, which, you know, allows you to gain more alloys from metallurgists and heavy alloy
Situation log updated.
Let's just pause quickly. It was already paused rather. And then you have, you know, foundlings, which is, you know, like those two things, armor culture and foundlings, are a massive thing about the, you know, Mandalorians. So very aesthetic, unique, kind of like lore-rich, kind of detailed work. And then you have, you know, unique events, which are, you know, it's expanding out our empire, you know, which you can establish 6 colonies and such. Kind of just, they all the countries, all nations have their own unique kind of play styles. But yeah, it's really cool. I really like. Ah, here we go. We got it now. You have to kind of get the, tradition, I think. But if you check this out quickly. You get Mandalorian crews turn consumer goods and food into unity and manpower. Once every 5 years, alien pops finish their training and become a Mandalorian. To ensure a steady supply of Mandalorians, recruits, the number of jobs provided scales between 1 and 3 depending on the pop growth. So, I think, yeah. So, essentially what happens, I think, is if you've got alien pops, like pops that aren't Mandalorians, every 5 years, I think, or... yeah, every 5 years, I think you can convert them into Mandalorian populations. So that's really cool, I think. I think you can check, like, yeah, the populations. Like, this is kind of like, look at all those buffs. They've got, you know, all habitable stuff, army damage, you know, because they're, you know, really tough. And then the unruly Mandalorian gives them more army damage, habitability, and continental preference and all that. So it's really cool. But if you can quickly take a look down here, you have the Foundation of the Republic. And what does this mean? Well, era, it just means like all the different eras have these different type of, you know, names, because this is before the Republic. But you kind of build up to get, like, the Republic builds up to become a thing, and to kind of like defend themselves from the resurgence of the Sith Empire. You know, it's really cool. I'm loving it. And I think definitely, if we go back to the menu, if I do a let's play, if people are interested, I will do one as maybe like one of the core worlds, like Coruscant Union, or maybe like Hold-On, or someone in the core maybe, to form the Republic and kind of like defend ourselves against the growing threat of the Mandalorian Crusade and the remnants of the Sith Empire. I think that'd be awesome, you know, very thematic. But if you've played this mod, then do let me know what you have played. And if you haven't, but plan on playing it, what faction would you like to play the most? But other than that, if you did enjoy this video, then do be sure to drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, then don't be sure to forget to subscribe. I'll be back with more, possibly more of this if people are interested. Soon I'll plan a let's play, I'll plan the days and such, and once I find out what days I want to do, I'll let you know. But other than that, I shall hopefully have a good rest of the day, and I shall see you again next time. Bye bye.